guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So we are here for another one of our mask making sessions, and for those people who watch my channel, you will know that we are doing what we're calling mask making extra time. So we have done, 100 weeks of mask making, we did 100 weeks of reruns, and now we're doing a 10-week block of just 10 things that we have not mask made before in a mask making session. So what are we making today? We are making Kerry the Crafter's 2-minute pockets. Now, I have made these before, just one time with you guys, and they were actually, he kind of suggested making them from a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, and that's what I made them from when I made, when I made them previously. But what I'm going to make them from is printables. Now, again, that's because I predominantly have printables, but you can make them with whatever you like. The golden rule here really is you're going to need a square piece of paper. I know what you're thinking, this is not square, but yeah, we're going to cut it into squares because that's how you're going to start. And so that's why he started with a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. So what are you going to need if you are making other than your square piece of paper? So you can use, like I say, anything you like so long as you cut it down into a square. And I've got a quick and cheats method of doing that, so we'll do that in a second. You're going to need some scissors and you're going to need some glue. Now, I always use my Anita's tacky glue really for paper. Occasionally I switch it in with Fabri-Tac and things, but mainly I use that just for fabric and things. So yep, you're just going to need scissors, glue, paper. You may need a paper trimmer if you prefer that to scissors. And again, I'm not going to measure. Now, I'm not going to use a ruler or anything like that. I'm just going to judge by eye. But of course, again, if you prefer to be a little bit more precise, you may want to use like your scoreboard or whatever to measure your pieces. Aside from that, you may like to have a bone folder. Again, I'll probably just use my scissor handles. So, yep, I'm not going to be using that. And then you may want to have some sort of alternative decorative papers to put on the inside of your pockets, which you'll see once we start assembling them. Again, that's just optional, and again, you could do that at a later date. You don't have to do that right now. And I think that's pretty much it. Obviously, being my desk, I've got a lot of stuff laying around that I can use to decorate, if I want to decorate the pockets up, which of course at the end we do normally decorate one. And you may like to have your distress ink and blendy tool if you like to obviously ink them up. So how do we make them? Right, what you need to do is get your paper into square shapes, and then we're going to be cutting it into triangles. Now, I've already got some prepped here because my phone, would you believe, wasn't charged, and so I had to then quickly charge it a little bit so that I could actually do the video. So I just thought that I would utilise the time by cutting down some paper. So you're going to take your paper. This is the cheats way of getting a square. So if you've got a rectangular piece of paper, what you want to do is you fold up into your, corner like that. And you're going to be left with then a section here that is going to cut off. Now, the reason why this is so very perfect for this particular project, obviously this is a good way to get a square anyway, but you may have then, issues where you've got obviously your, your foldy line in the middle. Again, you could just iron that or whatever to get rid of that. But the beauty of these is because we're actually then wanting a triangle anyway. So take your line there. Now, I like to just cut along there using that as my guide to get, a straightish line. I'm not saying it's perfect, but, straightish. Again, this is where you could use your paper trimmer if you prefer. Okay, so now I've got my 2 triangles, which of course then that's going to make 2 pockets. Now I'm just going to move this stuff out the way while we assemble the pocket. Okay, so what you've got is your triangle here. You're going to turn it over, and then what you want to do is you want to bring your corners in. Now, this is where Kerry the Crafter had measured his. Now, he'd cut his 12 by 12 into, I think he cut it, oh, he just did the triangles. So, yeah, they must have been, I don't know what size they ended up. But anyway, he was very accurate with his. I'm not going to be that accurate with mine. I'm just going to judge by eye and then take the other side in and judge by eye again. What I want to do is have both of my, these bits more or less the same height, so it looks kind of some way neat. So that one we can do like that. Obviously they're not in the right place, so I can just bring this over a little bit like that. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. Okay, so yep, that's that one, and then this one here, just fold that in. So I mean, that looks pretty good, doesn't it? If you've got anything like this, you can obviously either trim it off, or if it's a bigger piece, you can fold it round and, you know, glue it down. I'm not going to stress or worry too much about that. And then you may want to have a coordinating paper to put in the middle. So I've brought along a few more patterned type papers to be able to pick something, you know, pretty to put in the middle of this. Now let's just have a look and see what I've got. So this is from my Rich Damask papers, by the way, and these are from my tea collection papers, but I thought that might look quite nice. So yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take this down like this. Please excuse the back of this. This is my haunted, you know, bakery one, this year's Halloween paper. So yeah, please excuse the back. Okie dokie. So take that down like that. Okay, and then, oh no, that wasn't the section that I wanted, sorry. Got what I was doing there for a moment. So if I want to have my bird on there, I just want to kind of check that my bird's going to fit. So just holding it up to the light where I can then see the shape of the, you know, the triangle background. And that just lets me know roughly where I need to take that in, like that, okay. And then I can just, yeah, take that down about there. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this down here on this side bit, and then, oh, perhaps I'll just cut the bottom actually. By cutting the bottom, it's just going to make it slightly easier to slot into my pocket because it's not so much to feed in to the area. Okay, so I can just tear that off, get rid of those scraps of paper. Now this part here, you can either glue this in now, or you could glue it in, you know, like I say, once your pocket's actually assembled, but I'm just going to slide it in like that. And yeah, I need to just take it down slightly more on this side because my cutting was obviously so very shoddy. So just a couple of millimeters like that. Okay, there we go. Isn't that gorgeous to have in there? So all I'm going to do is just glue that on to the back. At this point, you may want to have a glue spreader. Sorry, I should have mentioned the glue spreader as part of your, you know, needed apparatus, needed appliances, not appliances. What's the word? Needed tools. Let's just say needed tools. So yeah, we're going to just have that here. Now, at this point, I'm just going to kind of close it and then just drag it around until I get that bird, you know, quite where I want it. Okay, again holding it up to the light to make sure that I'm still, you know, the bird's still on there and hasn't kind of like gone off the side of the pocket or anything like that. So that's it, wipe my desk, and then just mop my glue out. I'm going to just cut it down from the reverse. Now you could round your you know, your pointy bit at the top, it's up to you. But then all you're going to do is along the bottom, put a bead of glue here, whoops, here along this bottom flap here, and then a bead of glue here. Oops, just a little bit there. That's it. Squish that down. Like that. Okie dokie. So looking good, and then I can just trim this little tiny bit off the back there. Just trim this down here across the bottom like that. Aren't they just gorgeous pockets? Now obviously, you know, I would probably decorate this a little bit, put in some lace and some, you know, some bling and things like that on there, maybe a label or something. You know, if you're thinking, well, her bottom is not very straight, it will look a bit better once it's dried, to be honest, because I can trim it up. What's happening is where it's quite soggy, every time I cut it, it's kind of going a bit jaggedy. But just to kind of show you, I mean, I've got some thin trimmy type lace here on my lap. You know, just a bit of lace on there, and that looks super pretty, doesn't it? So they're just gorgeous pockets. So then you've got a pocket here and a pocket here, and then when you glued it down on the page, you could just glue it on 3 sides and have a top loading pocket, or you could glue it on these 3 and have a bottom loading pocket, or, you know, however you liked really. But they're just really nice pockets, aren't they? So I'll run you through the process one more time, and then we'll, you know, we'll do it kind of assembly line style. So I've got here, this is some of my flea market papers, and obviously this is one that I've already cut down, not only into a square but actually into a triangle. So again, you're going to just take your triangle and you're going to just take your sides in. Okay, so you're just looking to get them, you know, approximately the same sort of height up here. Now, I am obviously not making a very good job of this. And again, like I say, Kerry the Crafter, he did actually, you know, measure his, which, as you can probably tell, would have been a much more sensible option rather than trying to guesstimate. But I guess what I'm trying to show is, you know, if you're like me and don't really get on with kind of measuring, actually guesstimating is absolutely fine. You know, that was not too much effort, was it? And, you know, pretty quickly we've got there, haven't we? Now I'm just going to just take this down, just because it's a little bit big, like that. Okay. Oops. Like that. Okie dokie, and then we want to just put some sort of paper in the inside. So I'm not sure yet what I think would look good in here. I have got some of my damask papers in this pink, and I think that would look quite nice. So yeah, again, let's just take that down here. Okay. Okie dokie. Just cut that down. Whoa. Okie dokie. Right. So this then, again, would slot in here like that. And then, you know, you can obviously ink it all up. So let's just quickly do that. Whoops. Now, I think when I made mine last time, I did actually cover some of the sides, you know, in some decorative papers. So, I mean, that's another option, is if you wanted some other alternative looks, you could always decorate your, you know, like one of these side flaps. You wouldn't have to just leave them their original paper. If you wanted to have kind of 2 different papers, that looked quite nice when I made them previously. So like that. So we're just going to then again glue our bottom down. So run of glue there and run of glue here. Whoops. Like that. And then here again, I've just got that triangle overlapping, so I'm just going to trim that off like that. And then we can just trim the bottom of this pocket. Okay. I mean, like I say, it is a little bit soggy at the moment, so it's not really the best time always to cut it when it's soggy. You don't necessarily get it very straight, but you can always trim it up afterwards. Or, you know, when you decorate it with lace or whatever, chances are you might cover up the bottom anyway. So your top part, you can just round the top if you want. If you've got a corner rounder, you could use that to round your top. I should have done, because again, not made a brilliant job of that, but Anyway, it looks okay, doesn't it? So yeah, they're just really cute pockets, I think. So, and you know, this would obviously then, you know, have some ink on there. Whoops. So yeah, that's the pale damask and the flea market papers, and don't they just look very, very pretty together? And again, you know, just to kind of give you a bit of an idea, if I just put some lace trim on there, you know, and that's not even decorating it with anything else, it looks gorgeous, doesn't it? So, you know, just by mixing a couple of different papers, and you know, I'm using decorative papers here. You could always use book page, you know, or sheet music or something like that. You don't even have to mix kind of two decorative papers or anything, you know, just do it exactly as you see fit. I'm just going to try and get in there because, oh gosh, now I've made a bit of a mess of that, but never mind. So yeah, that's another thing. You may want to ink your inner paper before you actually glue it closed, but that's all there is to them. So they're super, super, super easy, aren't they? I mean, like I say, Kerry the Crafter, he actually described these as 2-minute pockets. So by rights, I should be able to do tons and tons of these in the hour video, but yeah, I'm sure I won't get tons of them done. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to assembly line these. So by that, what I'm talking about is I'm going to do each stage together. So I'm going to take my bunch of papers and I'm just going to fold them down to make my squares. Then I'm going to cut them, then I'm going to cut the triangles, you know, so that I'm literally doing every single stage at the same time. So as if we were in a factory on an assembly line. So that's how we like to do our mass making, you know, sessions. So this is from the the Amaranthine Loveliness kit. This is from my vintage document invoice headers kit, and then this is from the lace collection in, I think, the deep I can't remember, I'm afraid. It could be the deep purples and things, but yeah, I love this brown. It's very lovely, isn't it? Do I want to do any more? Should we do one more? Yeah, we'll do one more. I'm only thinking because I've already got quite a few of these that I'd cut down, you know, prior to switching the camera on. So I'm just kind of mindful that I'm probably being really over ambitious thinking I'm going to get all of these done, to be honest. So let's cut these down into the squares and then into the triangles. And then the ones that I cut into squares and things, you know, previously, I think some are cut into squares and some are cut into triangles. So again, I'm going to need to trim those down. So just take this down like this. So yeah, we can just have a relax now and have a catch up, really, and have a nice time just mass making and being super productive. So I hope everybody's week has started out well. For those people who watch my videos, you'll know that I generally film these videos on a Monday, ready to go out for you guys on the Tuesday. So, yep, I'm filming on the Monday. Now, for me, this is slightly later. I generally film, you know, when I first come back from... Sorry, I'm just fiddling about with my camera because it was saying low battery. So, like I said... Well, that was what I was just trying to say. Yeah, when I went to do the mass making, my camera had not been on charge all weekend. You know, sometimes when you think you've plugged it in and then, you know, my cable is, you know, seen better days. So it's sometimes not really in properly. So unfortunately, that's what's happened this morning. Hence, you know, I thought that the camera was charged and actually turned out it wasn't. So I'm much later than I would normally be. I would normally have filmed this first thing, but we're now lunchtime, so yep. It's all a bit annoying, but never mind. Aside from that, my week has started out fine. Oh, it was horrible this morning. Went to the gym, it was just pouring with rain again. Touch wood, I mean, it's dry now, but having said that, it looks like it could still chuck it down with rain again in a minute. So yeah, it's not the best. We seem to have had just nothing but rain lately. I mean, I know that I talked a couple of weeks ago about how flooded it was everywhere. well, we've had a few dry days, I think last week. So I thought, oh good, you know, the rain's finished now. No, it was back again at the weekend. It was, oh, chucking it down all day on Saturday. Yeah, not a nice day at all. So I did nothing. It was my daughter's weekend with her dad, so that was that. And my sons were both busy. My eldest son was working. My youngest son, he went out with his boyfriend. So yeah, it was just me, and I just worked the whole day. And I'm not kidding when I say the whole day. I mean literally, I came back from the gym and, you know, got showered and everything, and then I just worked right through till 9:30 at night, would you believe? So yeah, but I had a lovely time because it was one of those awful grim days, just raining and awful. So I just thought, right, I'm going to just be really super productive. So I just did lots of things to restock my shop, which I have done a massive restock this weekend. So do go across and have a look, you know, if you're wanting any supplies or anything different. I've got a couple of different products in there. Yeah, I just worked and I thought, right, I'm just going to chuck on, you know, something kind of mindless to watch. So I started watching The Crown. Now, I watched The Crown a bit a few years ago, and I think I must have watched up to like season 3, I think. So I, this weekend, was watching from season 4. Yeah, season 4. I can't remember how many episodes I've watched, but quite a lot anyway, because of course, you know, I spent a lot of hours just sat, you know, doing things, watching it. So yeah, that was quite good. I was quite, you know, I am quite enjoying that. So yeah, I forgot how much I was really quite enjoying it when I watched it before. And I think what had happened was actually I got kind of all caught up, and then I was like waiting for a new season, and I then obviously stopped watching it. So yeah, I got kind of out of the zone, but yeah, back into watching it now. And just back in time for, I think they're heading for the last series, aren't they? It might be out, I don't know. I've heard them talking about it on TV a lot, but I don't know whether they're talking about it because it is out or whether it's just coming out. But anyway, I quite enjoyed binge watching that on Saturday. And then yesterday, so yeah, obviously Bo was with me, you know, on Saturday. So she just had a lazy day, just sat kind of at my feet. Although at one point I was sat on the floor, and she's got a ball. Now, she absolutely loves when you throw the ball for her. I mean, really loves it. And yeah, so she just kept coming in with this ball and nudging it to me, wanting me to throw it to her. So I was sat on the floor kind of, you know, surrounded by paper and rubbish. And she's in there running all across the paper, you know, in and out with this ball. So, and I mean, that must have gone on for about an hour and a half. And, you know, in the end, it was really irritating, keep playing. But, you know, because I just love her so much, I didn't want to say sort of no. I mean, in the end, I did. I said, you know, no more, Bo. You know, no more with the ball. Come on. And she just looks at me with that little face like, what? No more ball? So, of course, I then went on for about another 20 minutes. And then, again, I thought, let's say it again to her. So I said again, no more now. You know, stop it, no more. So, yeah, we finally stopped playing ball. But, oh, my goodness, she could just play ball all day long. So, yeah, that was kind of cute. And then yesterday, it was the sausage dog walk. So, I think, I know I've talked about them a lot before, but yeah, I think they're once a month. I feel like sometimes they're more frequent than that, but no, I think they are once a month. So yeah, that was really fun. And yeah, it was just me and Bo, obviously, because, you know, my son was still away, my other son's working, my daughter obviously still with her dad. So yeah, it was just me and Bo. But my friend from the gym, him and his wife, they go on the sausage walks. So yeah, I kind of walked with them most of the time. And sorry, I haven't been telling you which papers these are. This is my butterfly collection, and this is from the flea market papers. Again, this is that amaranthine loveliness, which we obviously talked about just now. yeah, so I walked with them for most of the walk, and then after the walk there's a cafe down at the beach, so we just went in and had a cup of tea, and it was so lovely because obviously, you know, being the beach, it's quite dog friendly, so we were able to take the dogs all in with us. You know, it was him and his wife and his niece, so yeah, we all just went in and had a cup of tea, and yeah, the dogs came in and things, so that was really, really nice. And then I came back home, quickly dropped the dog home, and then I'm just going to do one of each of these because otherwise it's probably really, really boring for you guys watching me, you know, do them in the same paper even. So yeah, I came home, I dropped the dog home, and then I quickly popped back out to do our food shopping. And yeah, I had to traipse to like 3 different shops because I'm trying out kind of like a few different shops at the moment. So I normally do my food shopping at a shop here called Aldi, but we've got one of those big Iceland warehouse shops, so I went in and I picked up quite a few things from there, because I thought perhaps that would be, you know, cheaper, to be honest. So yeah, I did that. Oh, I do hate food shopping, it's just so boring, isn't it? So yeah, anyway, at least it's done now. So although I couldn't get half the things because I thought, oh, we'll have a roast dinner, you know, one night this week. You know, now it's winter, it feels like it should be like roast dinner time. And oh, I just couldn't get half the things that you needed for a roast dinner. I couldn't get the cauliflower, I couldn't get the frozen roast potatoes. Yeah, because I'm not much of a cook, so yeah, I just opted for frozen roast potatoes. And yeah, that was all very boring because I've obviously got half of the meal and not the other half, so I'm still going to have to actually go out and, you know, buy some other things to actually make the roast dinner, which is very annoying when that happens, isn't it? You know, you think you're all organised and then it's like, oh, I still haven't got half the stuff that I needed. So yeah, that's my rich damask papers. And then this is from the Rose Park papers. Yeah, so that took a bit of running around, obviously going to 3 different shops I had to go to. So yeah, anyway, I was pleased to get that done because, oh, it's just boring, isn't it, having to go and do the food shop. And then yeah, came home and just carried on working and binge watching The Crown a bit more. So yeah, all in all, sort of, you know, a lazy weekend, but a nice weekend. I mean, it wasn't lazy from the point of view, you know, I was working, but lazy as in, you know, Saturday. I mean, honestly, other than going to the gym, I don't think I actually left the house. So that was really lazy. Oh no, I did take my son to the train station actually. So yeah, because I think I said last week he's had to cancel his car insurance and, you know, hold it for a bit because it was so expensive. And then they then said it wasn't, you know, he didn't comply with their, I don't know, their policies or something, because he was trying to be a named driver on my policy. So yeah, he's had to like restart it from scratch. Right, we'll just do those. This is my French collection papers. So now I want to obviously stuff them with some decorative papers. So let's just bring in again. I'll just see whether this might complement anything else, because we've obviously used this once already, so it would be quite handy to be able to use it again, wouldn't it? Let's just take this down here. Hope I haven't done that too short now. I bet I have. Oh well, we shall see. Yeah, so anyway, that was my weekend. What have we got planned for this week? I know I mentioned it last week, but yeah, Hunger Games. There's a new Hunger Games film out. It came out on Friday. Obviously, I've not seen it yet because, you know, everyone else was kind of busy. And I don't mind going to the cinema on my own, but obviously because everybody wants to go and see that, we're going to go together. So yeah, I haven't watched it yet, but I am looking forward to watching it. Oh, that's going to be quite nice, actually. Right, I'm thinking for this, maybe, yeah, maybe in the damask. I wonder if I could do it this way up. Possibly. Yeah. Right, let's give that a try. Okay. Yeah, so anyway, that was the weekend. Now, I'm going to just quickly show you in a second one of the new products that I've got in my shop. And I just want to also mention, I am running a Black Friday sale in my Etsy shop. So I am running a 25% off. Now it's a 25% off what is it? 25% off of a £10 spend. So yeah, and there's no code required. It will come off automatically when you hit £10. 25% will come off. Now I just want to quickly say, I know that doesn't probably sound like the biggest discount on the planet, but to be honest, my products are pretty cheap in the first place, and so I'm kind of as close to the wire as I can possibly be, anyway, cost-wise. So I just can't really kind of allow a bigger discount than that. And I do apologise, because I know that obviously Black Friday, people are really wanting huge discounts. But because my products are very, very cheap anyway, it's kind of difficult to, to get them any cheaper, really. So, yeah, I do, I am aware that that doesn't sound like a great big amount. But because the products are very cheap, in the first place, I mean, most of my things are, between £2 and £2.50. Well, under £2.50, really, most things. I haven't really got very many places I can go with that. It's pretty cheap already. So, yeah, I can only apologise. I'm sure that, it probably doesn't sound great. But, I mean, I just think, well, every little helps. And if things are pretty cheap anyway, then, that's still quite good, isn't it? So, yeah, I've got a sale running in there. So if you wanted any digitals, if you've had things in your basket for a while and things, and they come to £10 or more, then obviously, now might be the time to go and check them out, because, you're going to get 25% off. So, yeah, do go over and have a look if you haven't already. So, there we go. Yeah, that's quite pretty, isn't it, in there? And then the other thing is on my website. So I've started doing these, which are vintage ephemera packs, and you get 5 authentic, genuine vintage pieces of ephemera. So they tend to vary. They could be little documents, letters and things like that. Now, they are all, all random and obviously all different due to the nature of the product. So, I mean, these ones just happen to be, this size. Some, they might be folded down. Now, I've kept the folds as they were. So, yeah, where they're folded is where they were folded. Yeah. So, anyway, that is those. And they are for sale on my shabbydabbydoodah.co.uk website. Now, these have been flying out so far. I just put them in a couple of weeks ago, and they have been very, very popular. But I'm going to offer a 3 for 2 discount on these for the Black Friday event. So from today, they are going to run until Sunday, 3 for 2. So if you buy 2 of these, or if you put 3 in your basket and then you add the code, a number 3, a number 4 and a number 2, so 3, 4, 2, that will take one of them off, and you will get them, just paying for 2 of them. So, hopefully that's quite a bargain, because, obviously buying authentic pieces of ephemera, they're quite pricey. So, yeah, hopefully you'd be able to get, some nice genuine pieces of ephemera to add to your collections and things. Right, this is from my large birdhouse papers collection. So I'm thinking this one would be quite nice in here. So, yeah, that's the 2 kind of offers that I'm running at the moment for the Black Friday week. And like I say, I am aware that, the offer on my Etsy shop sounds a little bit stingy. But, I just, hopefully, things are pretty good value all year round. And, yeah, but obviously I did want to participate in the Black Friday. I did put and add up on my Instagram on Sunday. But yeah, I just thought I would mention it for anyone who didn't see that. And to be honest, the same with my website. You know, again, although 3 for 2, you know, and it's only on that one product, I mean, I try and keep my items very, you know, low priced anyway. And so, you know, I don't have the margins to be able to go any cheaper than that. So, you know, or any bigger discount than that. So, yeah, that's kind of as low as I can go, because things are, you know, as low as I possibly can go anyway. You know, I'd prefer to offer sort of, you know, good value all year round than just every now and then possibly offering a discount. You know, I think it's nicer to have, you know, very good prices, hopefully, you know, all the time. So, and hopefully you guys think that, you know, things are good value. So, okay. I mean, I just can't believe we're at this time of year again. I know, and I've said this, I think, every week for the last 3 weeks, but I think just this time of year, you know, it's crazy, isn't it? I think because you start thinking, oh my goodness, you know, that's the whole year has gone. I saw this funny thing, like, I think they're called memes, aren't they, nowadays? And it said, like, because I don't know about you guys, but honestly, I mean, some of our shops over here, they put out Christmas decorations like in August. I mean, that's just crazy, isn't it? You know, what are they thinking, putting out the Christmas decorations in August? So this is from my London collection papers, but I thought that looks quite nice. Now I've put it down so that we more get like the lines of the tops of the houses. So I think that's kind of better down there like that. Okay. Yeah, so the shops started having like Christmas things in there so ridiculously early. I mean, I've never known it so early. It was just crazy. And I saw this meme and it said, flowchart, you know, flowchart to tell if it's Christmas. Or flowchart to see if it's Christmas yet. And it just had like a flowchart, and then it just said, is it November? Arrow. Yes. Arrow. No, it isn't Christmas. And I just thought that was so funny, because, you know, that just sums it up, doesn't it? Why on earth have all these shops got their Christmas things out in August? I mean, that's just ridiculous, isn't it? You know, my opinion, that's just ridiculous. So, yeah, I just found that very funny. Okay. So we always put our Christmas tree up on the 1st of December. So, yeah, we'll be doing that this year, is on the 1st of December, put the Christmas tree up. And I think that's soon enough, to be honest. You know, I mean, I do like Christmas. I like Christmas songs. I like the tree being up and all of that kind of stuff, you know, when it's up, you know, when it's December. I don't really kind of like it, you know, in August. I don't really like to hear Christmas songs, you know, before December. Because I think then by the time December comes, you're kind of like, you know, oh, I'm sick of hearing them already. So, yeah, I prefer to kind of wait if I possibly can. And these are my French collection papers as well. So I just thought that would look quite nice with that. Right, okay, that's probably all that I'm going to squeeze in, to be honest. So I'll leave these couple for, you know, finishing off afterwards. So now let's glue down our bits and pieces. So I'm just going to, again, assembly line the gluing process, and then assembly line the, you know, the cutting and the tidying up process. So this one here. Oops, I can pull that out a bit like that. Okay. There we go. Okie dokie. What was I going to say? Oh, do you know, my mind's constantly going blank. I don't know whether that's an age thing or what it is, but oh my goodness, it's super annoying. Super annoying. Right, the other thing that I've put in my shop on my website is I'm doing mystery packs. Now this was suggested to me actually by a couple of lovely ladies who said, you know, like when we've done the mass making or anything else, you know, and people say, oh, you know, do you sell those? I'd really love to buy those. Or, you know, oh, would you sell that one that you just decorated, and things like that. And so I thought, right, okay, I'm going to put together some mystery packs, and hopefully they're going to be, you know, very exciting to receive, because of course they're going to be complete surprise. You know, you're not going to know what you're going to actually get. And then when you get them, they're going to be a variety of all different things. Now, so far, I have put what I'm calling small packs. The plan is to eventually do large packs as well. I'm not sure, you know, when I will get to doing that, to be honest, because that would actually take a lot of filling for a large pack, if you see what I mean. So yeah, I might be being over ambitious thinking I can even do a large pack, but they will contain anything. And when I say anything, you know, they could contain, you know, a tassel, they could contain, I don't know, you know, a bow, they could contain a wax seal, they could contain anything at all. And they also could contain pockets, decorated and undecorated. So some mass made things, like for instance here, where I've mass made a few that, you know, possibly I won't get time to decorate. Things like that will be possibly in the mystery packs. So, you know, they're going to have a good variety of different things. They're going to be all different papers, all different colours. You know, obviously no two items are the same, and no two items are the same regardless, if you see what I mean. Like, no two items would be the same even if, you know, the same person bought more than one pack. The packs would be completely different. So it's not just that, you know, no two items are the same in one pack, but no two items are literally going to be the same you know, in any pack. So yeah, hopefully they're going to be really, really fun. And like I say, they were kind of like on the back of, you know, a couple of requests that I've had really to start selling, you know, more things, what do you call it? More things, you know, that are, yeah, have been made on film and things like that. So I just thought, well, actually that's probably quite a nice thing to do, nice thing to receive, and yeah, something a bit different and a bit fun to stock in my shop. So yeah, they are in there. And yeah, again, that was another thing that I was quite busy doing at the weekend, so was assembling those and finishing off you know, some pockets and things like that to put in to those mystery packs. So yeah, there's quite a lot of choice at the moment. You know, there's about, I don't know, 10 or something that I've got listed in there at the moment. So do go over and, you know, have a look. If you think that's something, you know, that possibly would appeal to you, then yeah, go over and have a look. And you know, you would maybe like them. So there we go. Let me just trim this little bit out. Oops. Yeah, I mean, we're nearly at the end of our you know, 10 weeks of the additional 10 weeks of mass makes. So we're nearly at the point where we're going to be obviously starting the mass make reruns again. So, oh my goodness, I mean, can you believe it? It's flown by so much, hasn't it? You know, that we're actually nearly at the reruns again. Absolutely crazy, crazy. But I know I say this every week, I do just really love these videos because they just feel so very different to any other video that I film. You know, these just have a very different kind of feel about them. It's just honestly a sort of 1 hour of chatting and catching up and sort of, you know, enjoying ourselves and also being very productive, because you really can get a lot of stuff made in this 1 hour. So, you know, I think if you are a serious journal maker and you know, you're making them either because you need a lot of journals yourself, or, you know, especially if you're making them to sell, the mass making is just almost like an essential thing really, because, you know, it's so hard to keep up with demand. You know, making at sort of, you know, what I would call like a more regular pace. Oops, just torn that paper a bit. They're so hard to make journals at, you know, what I would call a regular pace and get a sort of decent amount finished, you know, in a reasonable time. You know, I kind of feel like the mass making is almost like an essential thing if you are any kind of serious journal maker. So yeah, okie dokie. Right, can't actually see my timer on my phone. I can't actually see how long I've been filming for, so I do apologise for that. Okay. Right, so this is the last one that we're just gluing down here. So then we'll just quickly trim them up and then we'll decorate one. Oops. This is so annoying. I seem to have stuck loads of them down. Oh, the other thing that I watched, actually, I know what it was. Really enjoyed this one. I watched something called Love and Death. Now, it was on ITV, like the ITVX, which I think is like ITV Player, but for some reason it's now called ITVX. Or it was the ITV Hub, it's now ITVX. It was called Love and Death. I hope I'm not repeating myself, because I think I didn't watch it until later last week. But if I am repeating myself, I do apologise, but I definitely hadn't finished it, you know, until the following day, because I know that I watched it over a 2-day period. But yeah, I really, really, really enjoyed it. So yes, if you are looking for something to watch, I really enjoyed that one. So here, where I've obviously got this gap, I'm just going to, you know, round it like that. Okay. So, you know, if you've cut your paper and you haven't got quite enough to cover, then you can always do something like that. So, Love and Death. It was quite rude. It was quite racy, you know, in a few places. So, yeah, definitely not one to watch with, you know, small children or anything like that. But it was just really good. It was based on a true story, and I think it was in Texas. Yeah, I think it was in Texas. I think during the 70s, although weirdly it looked more like it was the 50s, but I'm sure they said it was some, you know, well, it came up on the screen, you know, saying, I think it was like September 1979 and things like that. So yeah, anyway, it was really a good watch. So I really enjoyed that one. I don't know who the actress was who played the main character, but she was very, very, very watchable. I didn't really feel like I've seen her in anything before, but that could just be me, to be honest. But yeah, she was really watchable. She played the part really, really well. So yes, I would really recommend that. And aside from that and The Crown, I haven't really watched anything, to be honest. I've been, you know, just watching dribs and drabs of things. Just, you know, I don't know, like an episode of something here and an episode of something there. We have been watching Gavin and Stacey again in our house, so I know I do talk about this all the time, but yeah, every year we seem to have to watch Gavin and Stacey reruns, because we just love that. And I'm sure I had mentioned that last week, so yeah, we're still watching those. So we just really love Gavin and Stacey. We think it's brilliant. Yeah, and that's me and the kids watch that. So, and of course we've been watching quite a bit of Friends, you know, since Chandler, you know, Matthew Perry died. You know, yeah, we've kind of watched quite a bit of Friends. You know, because obviously that's so sad, isn't it? And I mean, we watch Friends quite a bit in our house anyway, because again, it's just one of those easy to chuck on kinds of programs, isn't it? And it's like, oh, what should we watch? Oh, should we just watch Friends? Yeah, so we've been watching a bit of that and things. Okay. Yeah, so clearly my whole going out, you know, getting myself out and about has gone out the window a bit, but anyway, it's fine. Right. There we go. will try and do a video of my restock in my shop. Yeah, I will see how I get on. The problem is where I obviously am now on my new video schedule, where I only upload 3 videos a week. I don't necessarily want one of them to just be a restock video, because it always feels a bit rubbish, but, you know, doing that. But having said that, I do realise that, you know, probably you want to see what's gone into my shop. So that's why I try and kind of just show you a little bit in the, you know, the mass making sessions. So, yeah. Right, okay, let's have a look and see which one shall we decorate up. So, I'm almost thinking, should we just decorate this one, to be honest, because I quite like it with the bird. Now, I'm going to round the corner because, or the top anyway, because I think that would look nicer. Rounded off, yeah. And again, I should have probably used my corner rounder, but anyway, it looks fine, doesn't it? So, yeah, okay, right, let's ink this up a bit. Okay. Right, now, like I say, I did bring along some, you know, trim type ribbon, purely because I thought this was, you know, these pockets just lent themselves to a sort of, you know, thinnish lace trim on them. So let's just pop this one down. Oops. So that one, like that. Okie dokie. I'll just take that out. Oh my goodness. Just cut that down. Oh, how gorgeous is that looking already? Love how that looks. And then do we want, oh yeah, should we have the double trim? Yeah, let's do that. So oh, I bought some sweet potatoes as well, because I thought, actually, do you know what? We should just have more jacket potatoes. I don't personally like normal potatoes, you know, white ones. I only really like sweet potatoes. So, yeah, I bought some of those as well, because I thought that's just a quick and easy meal, isn't it? You know, jacket potatoes. And, I mean, actually, the kids, they don't mind the normal potatoes. But, yeah, I don't really like those. But I thought, well, you know, it's always hard to find something different to have, isn't it? So I thought, well, that would be perhaps quite a nice thing to have. You know, it's quite winter warming, isn't it? And yeah. Right, now this is from my Junk Journal Basics Kit 1. It's got quite a few blue labels on here, so I'm thinking one of these would look quite gorgeous on here. Picking up the blue from the flowers, you know, on the decorative bit. And I'm just going to see if I've got some of that paper left, whether we could have a little bit of that paper, oops, torn down onto, oops, onto here. So if we have that, that there, and then now, did I use all of that paper or not, is the question. Oh, surely I didn't. I don't know now. Where's that gone, I wonder? Oh, how weird is that? I can't now see the rest of that paper. Unless I used it on something else. I don't think I did. Sorry. Oh, right. Here we go. Well, I surely had a bigger piece left than that, didn't I? Ah, that's so weird, isn't it? I don't know what's happened to the rest of it. I mean, it's presumably buried somewhere. I just can't see it, but... oh, dear. Right. Okay. Well, I've got, yeah, got a little bit there, so we could just take this down. Right, let's just take that like that. And we could have that on here. No. No. Oh. Oh my goodness, I'm all fingers and thumbs again. So that looks quite pretty, doesn't it? I think, yeah. Okay, let's just glue this down. Okay, and just should have really inked that before putting it down, but yeah, I didn't really think to. And we could have that there. Now, do I want to have it on a bit of lace or anything? Let's just see. Oh, we've got some pink lace here. This might not look quite right, but I was thinking it would possibly bring this colour in. But having said that, it might look awful, because when you think it is going to be on green paper, it might not be quite the right thing to have on there. But hey, worth trying, isn't it? Oh, do you know, I think that looks quite nice actually. So yeah, just going to leave that lace there. And then just hot gluing the label down, which is of course then straight over that lace, which is, you know, gluing the lace down into place. So like that. Oops. Oh gosh, have I done that a bit crooked now? Oh, that's very annoying, isn't it? Oh gosh. Now tearing the paper. Oh my goodness. This is not good at all. Oh gosh. Come on. Right, not good, but never mind. Right, let's just going to have to glue this on again because yeah, it just looked horribly crooked. Right, okay. Let's get rid of some of this. Right. Okay, second attempt. Okay. There we go. It just looked really, you know, too crooked to just overlook it. Yeah, I just couldn't. It was like really not looking good at all. Right, okay, now do we want a flower or anything? I don't think so, but I'm just going to try one of these. Now, would we have a purple one or would we have a blue one is the question. Or even could have both, I suppose. Sorry about that. It was coming up with some sort of big message to do with the low battery thing. A message I'd never even seen before. So it's clearly like the lowest I've ever seen a battery when filming, because I've never had it do that before. But anyway, so I'm on very limited time. I must now quickly hurry up with this. So yeah, might just have to leave it like this in a moment. But right, let's quickly ink this flower up, see if this will look good anywhere. Oh, that looks quite pretty there, doesn't it? Let's just quickly glue this down. Oh my goodness, I hope my camera lasts for the next couple of moments. Hold on. Right. Should we have a bit of bling? Because, wow, just, yeah, don't like leaving it without bling. Okay. There we go. Oh my goodness, what a gorgeous pocket. It's really quite eclectic, isn't it? It's yeah, not what I expected to put together, all those things, but they look gorgeous together, don't they? So how many did we do? We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, plus we've kind of semi-assembled another, oops, 1, 2, 3, any more? And we've cut the triangles ready for some more. So yeah, they're very quick, aren't they? And yeah, hope you like them. And like I say, please don't forget the 25% off of a £10 spend in my Etsy shop, and no code required for that, and the 3 for 2 on the ephemera sets on my shabbydabbydoodah.co.uk website, and that is code 3, number 3, number 4, number 2, all together, 342. That's the code. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks then. Bye.